Lie on your back in a comfortable position, with your hands splayed open by your side, your feet relaxed. Invite in a slightly deeper breath. Feel the weight of your skeleton. Let your bones drop. The muscles, the tissues around your bones melting into gravity. Become aware of the bones in your fingers and toes. Wiggle your fingers and toes and feel their presence. Stay in touch with this feeling in your bones. As you breathe in, feel your bones expanding. As you breathe out, feel your bones contracting. With each breath in, fill your bones full of fresh air. Sucking this air in from the tips of your fingers to the wrists, and from the tips of your toes to your ankles. Feel the shape and the sides of your bones as you breathe through them. Feel the weight of your bones and let them drop. As you breathe in, visualize clean, fresh air filling up the bones, cleaning the marrow, the joints, and creating a sense of space between the bones. As you breathe out, gently squeeze the air out of your bones. Visualize dirty, murky exhaust air coming out the tips of your toes and fingers, being whisked away by the air around you. Feel the bones in your hands and feet breathing at the same time. Your hands and feet expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Breathe from the tips of the fingers to the wrists, the tips of the toes to the ankles. Creating space as you breathe in, breathing out any stagnant energy. Now breathe from the tips of the fingers to the wrists, and from the tips of the toes to the ankles and all the way to the knees. Feel the size and the shape of all of these bones. Feel their weight and let them drop. Experience your bones from the inside, expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Keep breathing from the tips of the toes to the knees, while from the tips of the fingers breathe all the way up to the elbows. Feel the sizes and shapes of the bones, feel their weight, and let it drop. Feel your breath expand in all directions. Keep breathing from the tips of the toes to the knees and the tips of the fingers to the elbows. But take in more air. Feel your bones getting larger, more elastic. And increase the feeling of circulation of cool air inside your bones as you breathe in. As you breathe out, squeeze a little longer, forcing any stagnant air out. Keep breathing from the tips of the fingers to the elbows. And breathe from the tips of the toes all the way up to the inside of your pelvic bones. The hip bones, the iliac bones, the sacrum. Breathe up into your coccyx, your pubic bone, from your toes to the whole pelvic girdle. Feel the sizes and shapes of these bones. Feel their weight, their texture from the inside. Expanding as you breathe in and contracting as you breathe out. Keep breathing from the tips of the toes through all the bones in your feet, your ankle, your legs, up into your pelvis, and from the tips of your fingers to your elbows, all at the same time. Bones expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Feel the bones in your legs like two strong towers, big hollow towers anchored in the ground, making a bridge at the pelvic bone. A strong, heavy bridge connecting two solid towers anchored to the ground. Feel the difference of sensation between those bones and the rest of the bones in your body. Feel them expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Continue breathing from the tips of the toes to the pelvis. Breathe from the tips of your fingers all the way up to your scapula and clavicles. Feel the size and shape of your scapula against your rib cage, separated from the rest of the rib cage. Feel the weight of the bones in your hands and arms pulling from your scapula and clavicles, and let them drop. Keep breathing from the tips of the toes to the pelvis, from the tips of the fingers to the scapula and clavicles. Take in a little more air. Expand your bones some more. Feel them getting larger, wider, heavier, and let them drop. And keep breathing from the tips of the fingers to the scapula and clavicle. And breathe from the tips of your toes up past your pelvis and all the way up the spine. Your entire spine expanding as you breathe in. And keep it extended as you breathe out. And feel the clean, fresh air inside the vertebrae, cleaning the discs in between. Feel the sizes and shapes of the vertebrae. Feel their weight. Feel the biggest vertebrae at the bottom, and sense the vertebrae smaller and lighter as they go up to the base of the skull. And feel your whole spine like a long, tall pyramid. Keep breathing from the tips of the toes all the way up the spine. From the tips of the fingers, breathe all the way inside the ribs and the sternum. Be aware of the weight of the ribs in the front of your chest and the weight of your sternum, and let them drop. Feel your ribs circling from your spine to your sternum. Be aware of their weight in your back, and let them drop. And breathe into your first 4 ribs. Feel them expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Expand your breath to your middle ribs, expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. Expand your breath all the way down to the floating ribs, expanding as you breathe in, and contracting as you breathe out. Expand your bone breathing some more. Feel your bones opening more as you breathe in, taking in more and more air. Feel them squeezing more as you breathe out, chasing the exhaust out. Expand your bone breathing all the way to the bones inside your skull, your jaws, your teeth, the bones behind your nose that hold the brain in place. Feel them expanding as you breathe in and contracting as you breathe out. You are now breathing through the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers, through all the bones in your body, all at the same time. Feel clean, fresh air running through the bones, cleaning the marrow, cleaning the joints, making more space in between the bones. As you breathe in, feel all the bones in your body expanding at once, sucking in clean, fresh air. As you breathe out, feel them contracting together, squeezing all the exhaust air. Feel all the flat bones breathing together, the scapula and the iliac bones, the jaws and the sternum, the bones in the skull and the sacrum. Feel all the short bones breathing together, the vertebrae, the ankles and wrists, the knees, the bones in the fingers and the toes. Feel the weight of the bones in your feet and let them drop. Feel all the long bones in your arms and legs, your ribs, and your hands and feet, and let them drop. Be aware of the bones you feel the most and increase the breath there. Feel the inner movement of the bones, very clear, very distinct. Keep sensing your breath and increase it even more. Expand the feeling to the next set of bones until it becomes as clear and distinct as the others. Feel all the bones in your skeleton teeming with energy, with positivity and love. As you breathe out a sense of peace. Feel your breath moving steadily through all your bones at the same time. Begin to move your fingers and toes, but keep your awareness in the bones there. Keeping the awareness inside your bones, slowly start to move your joints. Feel the weight of your bones. Feel them expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. And slowly make your way up into a standing position. And move around and walk, feeling the weight of your bone. Keep the bone breathing going strong and feel yourself as only bone.